Everyone says the same thing about them. They'd give you the shirt off their back. They're always there for everyone. I don't know how they do it. And behind closed doors, that same person looks in the mirror and thinks they're not enough, that they're selfish, that they're a burden, that they, of all people, don't deserve the kindness they give so freely to everyone else. Here's what everyone gets wrong. We assume the kindness and the self-hatred are opposites, like one is fighting the other. Like if they just loved themselves a little more, they'd finally be able to receive what they give. But that's not what's happening. The kindness and the self-hatred are the same mechanism, and once you see how, it will change how you understand yourself or someone you love completely. Here's the first piece. You probably noticed that these people find it easy to show up for others. Emergency at 2 a.m., they're there. Someone needs help moving, they're already packing boxes. A friend needs someone to talk to, they'll listen for hours. But ask them to rest. Ask them to ask for help. Ask them to take up space, and something in them resists, like a door that only opens from one side. Psychologists call this asymmetric self-compassion, the gap between how readily someone extends warmth to others versus themselves. And research from Kristin Neff at the University of Texas shows it's not random, it's learned. People who grow up in environments where their worth felt conditional, where love was earned through performance, through being useful, through not being too much, they internalize a rule. I am allowed to need things only if I've paid for it first. For them, helping others isn't just generosity, it's the currency they use to feel like they've earned the right to exist today. You know the feeling when someone thanks you, really thanks you, and something in you softens. Not pride exactly, more like relief. That's not a coincidence. That's worth by proxy. When your inner voice has spent years telling you that you're not enough, there's one place that voice goes quiet: when you're doing something undeniably good for someone else. In that moment, you have evidence. Neuroscience confirms this. Prosocial behavior activates the brain's reward circuitry, dopamine, oxytocin. But in people with low self-worth, the activation is stronger, almost corrective. The brain is using kindness to regulate shame. What this means for you, your helping may not be selfless. It might be the only place you've allowed yourself to feel whole. Now here's something sharper. You never brag. You downplay compliments. When someone calls you generous, you immediately say, "Oh, it was nothing. Anyone would have done it." This is called self-effacement, and it looks like humility, but it's doing a second job. If you never take credit, you never have to fear being seen as arrogant. And if you're not arrogant, you can't be that bad. The self-erasure is self-protection. Studies in self-worth and social identity show that people with chronic shame use modesty as a buffer, a way to stay invisible enough to be safe while still mattering through their actions. You're not being humble, you're negotiating. But here's the part nobody talks about. All of this is working. It's keeping you functional. It's keeping you connected. It's not crazy. It's adaptive. And understanding why you built it is the first step to loosening its grip. You were never unkind. Not to your friends, not to strangers, not even to people who didn't deserve it. You have spent years making sure other people felt seen, felt held, felt like they mattered. And you did it so naturally that nobody thought to ask who was doing the same for you. Because you made sure they didn't have to ask. You made sure you looked fine. And the cruelest part is that the same sensitivity that makes you so good at caring for others, the way you notice when someone's voice changes, when someone's going through something they haven't said out loud, that same sensitivity is aimed inward, and it becomes a weapon. You notice every flaw, every failure, every moment you weren't enough. You were never taught that the love you give so easily was always yours to keep some of. The kindness was never the problem. It was the only door you found into your own worthiness, and you walked through it 1,000 times for other people, hoping someday it would lead you back to yourself. You don't have to stop caring for others to start caring for yourself. You just have to stop treating your own needs like they need to be earned. Someone in your life is living exactly this. They would never say it out loud. Send this to them, not as a diagnosis, but as a door. And if you want to understand the patterns underneath how you relate to yourself, subscribe. That's what we're here to do.